This program was brought to you in part by the Edison Foundation, which works to encourage a greater understanding of the production, delivery, and use of electric power to foster economic progress, to ensure a safe and clean environment, and to improve the quality of life for all people. Additional funding provided by ITC Holdings Corporation. ITC is committed to advancing STEM education and nurturing tomorrow's power engineers who will develop the grid of the future.
I have 4 great-grandchildren, and you can't help but ask yourself, what kind of a world are they going to inherit?
America's energy future. There's a lot of questions.
But it's not going to happen overnight.
How do you shorten that timeline, though? Questions that demand answers.
It's a race to the best battery.
Our national security depends on it.
That, in military terms, is too high a cost.
Our way of life demands it.
This is what we're actually breathing.
Last time on Beyond the Light Switch, we traveled America looking at our energy options. This time around, we'll go on a journey to find our energy future.
Do you go to the gas station or do you plug it in?
I plug it in.
She's going to think electric cars are normal.
Join me, David Biello, as I look for signs of a newly electrified America.
How many times have you been pulled over in this thing?
Never.
In the next hour of Beyond the Light Switch. Here we are in New York City, downtown. It's a hive of human activity and movement. Movement of people, movement of goods, movement of information. But what if all that movement were to stop? What would that mean for our economy, our national security? No goods getting to market, no people getting to work, no information to feed Wall Street. American life would grind to a halt. We cannot keep doing what we've been doing. Otherwise, we're putting the American way of life and American lives at risk. Tell me what that was like, driving the fuel convoys.
It was very nerve-wracking.
This is former Army Specialist Robin Eckstein. She knows a thing or two about American lives being at risk.
I remember the first time we drove through a marketplace. We were all on alert, safety's off, and they're like, get ready, because they've hit us here before, and we got through that initial push, and I threw up. I lost it. It was very unnerving.
In 2003, Robin was deployed to Iraq with the 123rd Maine Support Battalion. Their #1 mission, moving supplies, mainly diesel fuel, to their fellow soldiers.
Every time we rolled outside the gates of Baghdad International Airport, it was a roll of the dice what we were going to encounter that day. Was it going to be sniper fire, IEDs? Was it going to be shot or killed? And it was extremely hard because we were slow-moving targets.
The convoy is by far the most dangerous job on the battlefield today.
Wow, even more dangerous than being kind of the tip of the spear.
It is, because you're, in a sense, defenseless, because you're driving, you're moving from point A to point B. Your job is not to go out and kill the enemy. Your job is to move supplies.
This is Major Micah Rue. Major Rue led the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment through 2 tours in Iraq. Nearly 4,200 soldiers were placed under his command to guard the convoys.
So you were out on what I think was called Highway 1?
Yeah,
Tell me about Highway 1.
So Highway 1 is the main supply route for Iraq.
How many convoys are we talking about?
Probably a convoy every 30 minutes.
How often were there attacks?
Attacks were daily.
Typically 3 out of 4 vehicles in the supply convoys were diesel-fueled tankers, and it was Robin's job to ride along with them.
My job was to be there for the soldier to my left, the soldier to my right, and make sure that we all made it home safe. So that's what I did.
And get all that diesel out to those forward operating bases.
Yes, and get all of that fuel to these forward operating bases so that it can be wasted. One of my pet peeves was going out to some of these bases and have these horrible old Army tents, and they hook these air conditioners up to it, and they're blasting, they have to have fuel to run these air conditioners. the generators to run the air conditioners. And it's, you know, it's nothing staying in those tents. Also, I don't know if they use it to burn. So, you know, before they had porta potties and stuff, there was a hole, you pour fuel over it, stir it, light it on fire.
They did the same thing in Vietnam, apparently.
Yeah, so apparently, you know, they hadn't figured out a different way to do it.